My favorite times are always when I'm in the ocean. Every little step forward brings me delight. And every new opportunity just makes me feel really excited about what we can still do.
The very first things that we learned about seahorses in the oceans come from Amanda's pioneering research. In doing that, she brought the magical world of the seahorse above water.
Dr. Amanda Vincent was the first biologist to study seahorses underwater. Beginning in the 1980s, she spent as much time in the ocean as she could, discovering that the tiny, mysterious fish form permanent pair bonds.
I think seahorses are a very potent flagship species because they have such a readily identifiable charisma.
When you reach out and tickle a seahorse's tail and it lets go and grabs onto your hand and sits there, sort of staring at you, they're so unreal, they're so mythical.
As she began her research, Vincent needed a better understanding of the seahorse's threats. She discovered one of the biggest by accident.
I was walking through a street in Berlin and there was a scrolling billboard that said, "Seahorses are the most valuable export from the Philippines to help men with weak tails." I translate literally, you understand.
In traditional Chinese health paradigm, we don't really have medicine. We always derive materials from the nature rather than synthetic substance. A seahorse is one of the valuable herbs in tonifying on one's health.
I went off and did detective work through much of Asia, eventually managed to map out this global trade in seahorses that was hitherto completely unknown.
And before I knew what was happening, we'd stumbled on a massive trade.
To help save the seahorse, Vincent had to get them recognized as a vital part of the planet's biodiversity. She successfully fought to place the seahorse and other marine fishes on the IUCN's Red List. Vincent then led the way for the listing of seahorses on CITES in 2002, the first marine fish to be included in the convention since it was signed. As a consequence, the 182 signatory nations to CITES are required to regulate seahorse exports for sustainability.
People didn't see fish as wildlife, but Amanda changed that.
That was an unbelievable watershed in marine conservation. It transformed our view of fish from being food to being biodiversity.
Hello, how are you?
Doing good to see you again.
Good to see you. It's imperative to work with Amanda. It's a synergistic effect that we mutually survive. And I think conservation comes before commerce so that we can preserve and conserve the overall ecology.
Seahorses, I think, were probably Amanda's shrewdest move. If you reach the objective of saving seahorses, you can only achieve that by having a healthier marine habitat.
In an effort to protect the seahorse and other ocean life from overfishing and habitat loss, Vincent began working with local governments and the people who make their living from the ocean to establish over 35 marine protected areas in her home country of Canada and the Philippines.
If you do it right, then that community tells the next all about it, and the next one is easier. That's what's made marine protected areas so common in the Philippines, that villages see the benefits and they want one.
They bring the water in full of krill, and then how do they catch the krill?
When Amanda Vincent's name comes up, invariably the phrase "force of nature" springs to somebody's lips. And it's true, Amanda has the most energy of any person that I've ever met.
I have no idea how Amanda does everything that she does. She's now a mom to 2 small children.
Amanda has already protected every species of seahorse in the world. And I think the legacy will be to focus on the oceans and focus on the fish, but never leave the people behind. She's always the one to say, we are trying to make a difference, and it's the people that have to do it.